Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you built a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I swear I live.
Congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it.
More fire. To fight, to conquer, to thrive. I came to win, to survive. To rise, to fly. To
fly. If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh,
told me, babe.
so young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far, I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes, so that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while.
Hi, I'm Jessica Stomber, the Student Council President at Cliffside Park High School. I'd like to thank those who are watching and participating in our virtual graduation ceremony and making light of these unforeseen and more than undesirable circumstances for our senior class. To someone who doesn't overthink everything, what I'm about to say might sound ridiculous. When I first found out I was going to be Student Council President, the first thing I did was start worrying about this exact speech, 10 months before I even needed to start writing it. I was terrified to speak to such a large crowd in front of my senior class and constantly asked myself what ifs. What if I start to cry during my speech because I'm sad to leave my class? What if it's windy and my cap blows off? Too little too late, these fears now seem irrelevant because there's nothing more I want than to be able to say one last goodbye to all of my classmates. For some people, including myself, these past few years at CPHS have been much more difficult for us than they were for others. These individuals know what I mean when I say making it this far really means more than just graduating high school. You did it. You're still here today, and I'm insanely proud of you, but your story isn't over yet. Although these past few years have been packed with amazing experiences and tons of new friendships, our best years are still to come. I know that personally, the person I am today is unrecognizable to who I was freshman year, and I know the same goes for majority of my senior class. Although we've changed incredibly over the past few years, and most of us have matured, we still have a lot of self-reflecting to do. The best advice I could give, not only to incoming freshmen, but to anyone really, is to drop the mind space that you need to be perfect. When you stop putting so much pressure on yourself to be someone without flaw, you will notice such a difference in your daily life. Some of the most impactful lessons I've learned in my time at Cliffside Park High School really had nothing to do with academics, but with life. When I was reminded that sometimes it's okay to put myself first, that grades aren't always the most important thing that matters, it improved my high school experience immensely. I've worked incredibly hard to become someone I'm proud of being, both academically and characteristically. I've recognized so many changes in my peers around me as well, and I hope that no one thinks they left Cliffside Park High School unnoticed. I have met some of the most intelligent, talented, progressive, and kind-hearted people at this high school than I have anywhere else. In my 4 years at CPHS, I've encountered many individuals that have made a huge impact on my life. Even the negative encounters have helped me get to where I am today, and they made me determined to always try to be someone people will remember for a good reason. Although graduating high school is a bittersweet experience for most, especially taking into consideration the world's current state of affairs, I couldn't be more excited and grateful to start my next 4 at Marist College. Here, I'll be studying as a public relations and communications study major and hopefully interning in New York City. This genuinely wouldn't have been possible without the support of not only my parents and sister, but without some of the most amazing teachers at Cliffside Park High School. Whether you realize it or not, each of you has made a difference in my life one way or another, each leading me to where I am today. I'd like to thank Ms. Donato, who I had freshman year. Even though it feels like a lifetime ago that I was a student of yours, I still stop myself while writing today to ask myself if my work would be worthy enough to hand in to you. At 13 years old, you gave me the desperately needed reality check that my writing skills and usual work weren't going to cut it in a high school honors course. I needed to work harder and drop the thought that I was already a perfect writer, which looking back on my work from 4 years ago is pretty embarrassing. Ms. Donato became a huge role model to me, and although the chaos of high school became a huge distraction, I still look up to her today and will miss her in college. Next, I'd like to thank Mr. Adler, who I only had for half of my senior year, but visited quite frequently for advice on both my schoolwork and my personal life. If you know me, you'd know I don't handle criticism well. However, Mr. Adler taught me that not everyone in life is going to agree with or support me. He told me what I needed to hear on multiple occasions, whether I liked it or not, and it helped me to become a stronger person. I toughened up and learned to take criticism and use it to better myself rather than taking everything so personally. Finally, I'd like to thank Mr. Aiello, who proved himself to be one of my favorite people I've ever met in my life. Fun fact, I never had Mr. Aiello as a teacher. Stopping in his classroom to bother him during my lunch period with my friends that were students of his was how I met him. I honestly thought he hated me at first, but he proved me wrong when he became one of my biggest supporters. The word supporter is actually a huge understatement. Mr. Aiello took myself and multiple other students under his wing, providing us help during the most stressful parts of high school and taking the time out of his day to listen to our trivial teenage problems because it made us feel better. I can't put into words how his support changed not only my life, but countless others for the students at CPHS. He encouraged me to stand up for myself and showed me what it is to be a leader, even during times when I'm at my worst. There are so many other teachers and staff members that have helped me immensely, and I wish I had the time to thank everyone in this speech, but I'm sure everyone at home is praying that I wrap this up. To the class of 2020, so many of you have never failed to amaze me these past few years, and I'm looking forward to seeing your success in the future. Whether it be your mind-blowing artistic skills and musical talent, your athleticism and skills during games, or the passion you show for activism in the time of our country's desperate need for change, you absolutely inspire me. I've grown up with some of you. I've gone to school with some of you since 3 years old, and after 14 years, we don't get a goodbye. I know that when I watch this at home with my family, I'm going to be cringing extremely hard watching myself on the screen, but hopefully myself and everyone else speaking for the class of 2020 can somewhat raise your spirits. Again, I'm so proud of our senior class, and I'd like to thank each of you for giving me this opportunity as Student Council President to speak, and I'm so grateful for the memories I now have because of you. Each of you is going to do amazing in college or wherever else you decide to go after graduation. Don't let anyone else determine your path for you because you are in charge of your own future, and I wish you all the best in finding yourselves and hope that you fill your life with what I like to call movie moment experiences. Thank you.
Family, friends, teachers, school board members, faculty and staff, and fellow graduates, welcome. I am Arya Kono, and it is an honor to be here today as the salutatorian of the class of 2020. At the beginning of the year, we all probably thought we would be doing exciting things to end senior year, like prom, and most of all, gathering with everyone one last time to graduate and say our goodbyes. However, that is not the case with us as you are watching this graduation virtually. We seniors did not think March 13th would be the last day we would see our friends, teachers, and staff in school. I think we can all agree how in the past 3 months we learned the value of time. Time, especially during this quarantine, reminded us of the values of life's gifts: family bonding, exploring new interests, self-reflecting, and much more. A quote that I believe best resonates with my feelings is by Margaret Peters, and it reads, "Time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters." With life's distractions aside, we really were able to appreciate the finer moments of our lives and cherish the people we hold close to our hearts. Especially as seniors beginning our college journey, we won't get to spend as much time with our loved ones as we do now. And I believe through this quarantine, we realize just how valuable our experiences, memories, and youth are to our identity. Despite being unable to celebrate our final year in a traditional manner, I would like to recognize the hard work and effort that has brought the class of 2020 to this day. 4 years ago, we felt as though we had a long road ahead of us, and indeed it was. High school was a challenge. Through education, we learned to act wiser. Through people, we challenged our beliefs. Through activities, we strengthened our identities. Through high school, we've become young adults prepared to take initiative on the next step toward our future. We have made many unique and precious memories that we will remember for the rest of our lives. Each graduate has had an encounter and experience at this high school that has shaped them and influenced who they are today. One thing I know that has brought everyone to this point is their drive to succeed. Success, as we know, does not come easily and must be accomplished through diligence and learning from our failures. Parents and teachers, be proud that you have supported, encouraged, prepared, and led them to this point in life. If you are graduating today, be proud of yourself for making it this far and not giving up. As a final thought, I want to remind everyone to always use your voice to advocate for yourself. You have the power to be the change, so love and trust yourself. Never lose sight of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. We are leaders of this generation, and we can do anything we set our minds to. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hello staff, faculty, Board of Education members, parents, friends, and my fellow graduates. Today marks a momentous occasion as history is being made. Not just in this very moment, but in the world, history is being written. I understand that the circumstances are difficult, and at this moment it may not be how we imagined everything to be. I would like to send my condolences to all those families who have been affected by this global pandemic. May God bless each and every one of you and continue to help everyone during these difficult times. When Mr. Pinto sent me an email saying that I would need to prepare a speech, I was filled with so many emotions. I was excited and filled with joy, but that was cut short as I was covered in fear, as I didn't know what to write. So, I did what any responsible person would do: procrastinate. To anyone who asked me if I had written my speech already, I said, not yet. I'm still waiting for a bit of inspiration before writing. Truthfully, the only inspiration I was getting was to watch Avatar on Netflix. That's when it hit me. The realization of running out of TV shows to watch on Netflix. With this devastation, it prompted me to finally write my speech. Thank you to Google, YouTube, all the valedictorian speech videos I watched, and most importantly, Ms. Woodley for helping me write this speech. I think the best way to describe the past 4 years of high school would be comparing it to a cross-country race. In the beginning, everyone is lined up at the starting line, and the officials tell everyone that they will soon start. In the beginning of our freshman year, Mr. Schmidt spoke to us, telling us what to do and what not to do, telling us what to avoid and what to expect. I remember Mr. Schmidt urged us to continue to work hard and cherish our memories, and of course ignore any upperclassmen who tried to convince us that there was a pool on the roof of the school. Once the bell rang and we were dismissed from the auditorium, our race began. In the beginning, everyone is trying to pick a pace to run, and everyone is so close together they bump and push each other to get ahead. And if you're like me, short and scrawny, well, it's hard to push through so many people. Our freshman year was when we first learned where we belonged, and we began to familiarize ourselves to the change. Then we finally find our pace. We feel great, and that's sophomore year. Then comes junior year, the year we all wanted to bang our heads against the wall, stressing about harder classes and SATs. I would say this is running up a hill in a race. Although some people might say it's a small incline, junior year was not that. Finally, you get to the last stretch, which is senior year. At this point in the race, you are tired and feel ready to collapse, and you don't feel like doing anything. But like Coach Regal always tells the runners, the last stretch is when the straightaway is when you're supposed to run at 100%. It's when you're supposed to sprint and give it all you've got. And you guys did that. Although senioritis hit pretty hard, and virtual learning did not help with that, we are here at the finish line. Think about the last 4 years. Remember the times of laughter, the moments you've cried, the times you cheered for our teams. Think of all the challenges, accomplishments, mistakes, and victories you've had. Feel proud of yourself for finishing this race. Now, think of how you got here. Think of the people who helped you get to where you are today. You may run a race alone, but it takes a team to fuel your performance. Because of those people, you and I are able to celebrate this moment. To all the parents watching this, because of you, your son or daughter is able to make it to the finish line. Because of everything you do for us, we can be here today to celebrate this occasion. I would like to thank my parents, family, and friends for all their support in my education, sports, and everything I do. Thank you to my parents who have worked hard to give me everything I need to be successful in life, for teaching me how to value hard work and strive for a better future and higher education. My parents are from El Salvador and Guatemala and didn't get to finish the education, but despite that have raised me to believe that with hard work and with the help of God, anything is possible. Gracias, Ma y Pa, por el apoyo y todo lo que ustedes han hecho para mí. Les quiero, les amo mucho. Shout out to some amazing people that are part of the class of 2020. Mariela Rivera, one of the most kind-hearted people I have ever met, except when playing tennis. I would avoid versing Mariela at all costs unless you want to lose. Aria Kono. I remember first meeting Aria and saw how quiet and shy she was. Once becoming close friends, I realized how funny, hardworking, and brilliant she is. And I know she will accomplish so many great things in the future. Also, shout out to some amazing friends. Shout out to Curry, Dumplings, Squilly, Guri, Skinny Legend, and Natty P. Thank you to everyone on the cross-country team from previous years and currently for making me part of the cross family. Thank you to Relis Rodriguez, Alejandro Ramos, and Ileana Romano, Cliffside Park alumni for being some amazing role models and people I can always confide in. Thank you to all the staff and faculty. Some shout outs to Mr. Adler and Ms. Van Vliet, two people that I've never had as official teachers, but with their kindness have helped me so much this past year. I am going to NYU next year, and part of it is due to all their help. Thank you to Mr. Bernstein and Mr. Mono, the two only other people that I know that drink as much coffee as I do. Thank you to Mr. Rubnik for being an SMG to the infinite power. Also, thank you to all the science and math teachers for all their help, as well as the guidance department. Shout out to Ms. Foster, the person responsible for all the volunteers and projects that National Honor Society does. She's a very kind, brilliant, and hardworking person, and I wish her the best. Finally, thank you to Coach Rego, Coach Royce, Coach Shanucci, Coach Reinfez, Coach Capizzi, and Coach Salvatore for being some of the best people I have ever met. One thing that I do when I finish a race, and you might think I'm crazy, I always think of the next one. And I urge you to look towards the future. Barack Obama once said, "The future rewards those who press on." I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. Press on and think of a better future and the things you look forward to. Here are a few things that I look forward to. 1, going to college. Who isn't excited to go to college? 2, I'm excited to receive my diploma as a paper copy, not as a PDF file like most people thought we would. 3, I look forward to watching future AP students stress about answering questions such as using the documents below, explain how the global pandemic of 2020 led to the economic boom of Lysol and Clorox wipes businesses, or find the instantaneous rate of change of the decreasing toilet paper storage. I'm so glad I don't need to take any other AP exams ever again. And lastly, more importantly, I look forward to seeing you, graduates, including myself, succeed in achieving our goals and dreams. Everyone says that the year 2020 will be one to remember, which means that the class of 2020 will always be remembered, but not as a class that didn't get a proper graduation, or as a class that didn't get to go to prom, but as a class who took a moment of suffering and pain and turned into motivation and drive for the future. You're some of the smartest, brilliant, and creative people I've ever met. You have the power to change the world, to build a better tomorrow. So be the future, run your races, and of course, continue to press on. Thank you.
Welcome to the Cliffside Park High School Class of 2020 Commencement Ceremony. At this time, I would like to recognize some individuals. Our Superintendent of Schools at Cliffside Park, Mr. Michael J. Romangino. Fairview Superintendent of Schools, Dr. David Slepin. Our Principal at Cliffside Park High School, Mr. Lawrence Pinto. Our Vice Principal and Fairview Board of Ed member, Mr. Ken Schmidt. The members of the Cliffside Park Board of Education, President, Mr. James Shelley. Vice President, Mr. Joseph Capano. Ms. Judith Abreu, Ms. Lisa Fredo, Mr. Marcos Garciga, Dr. Leticia Pantaleone, Mr. Neville Raincourt, Mr. Michael Russo, Mr. Teddy Tarabacchia. I would also like to welcome the Cliffside Park High School faculty and staff, all the alumni, relatives, friends, and especially all the parents and guardians of tonight's graduates. I would also like to thank and welcome our mayor and council from both Cliffside Park and Fairview. Remember all the events that have happened academically, athletically, and socially during your time at CPHS. Losing the last third of your senior year to a virus was not what we had planned, but it's definitely an experience that will affect your lives forever and a memory that we will never, ever forget. We are made up of our experience and memories. All of the things that we have been through up to this point make us who we are, and the best part is you're not done yet. Follow your instincts and your heart. They will never lead you astray. Believe in who you are and that you have a purpose. If you do, you will accomplish great things. Finally, realize that life is precious. Treasure every moment, make the most of each day, and yes, as I've told you a million times in your 4 years, be on time. As the great coach of UCLA basketball, John Wooden, said, "Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life." Tonight is your night. Congratulations. Good luck in your future. At this time, I would like to welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Michael J. Romangino.
Thank you, Mr. Lombardo. Mr. Pinto, Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Lombardo, Mr. Shelley, members of the Cliffside Park Board of Education, parents, family, friends, and our graduates. This school year has been a challenging one leading up to this, our first ever virtual high school graduation. How often have we said to ourselves, if only I had more time? You may have thought, if only I had more time to spend with my family or friends, or if I only had more time to read or enjoy a hobby. We all have secretly wished for this, and in a very sad, crazy, and unexpected way, we got it. I'd like to thank our students and parents for the amazing way you've adapted to more time and adjusting to the new normal. You successfully managed remote learning while welcoming our staff into your homes on a daily basis. I want to thank our staff members for their efforts during these past few months because they often put their needs and families second to serve their students. I hope you, our graduates, will always remember how your administrators, teachers, and counselors inspired you every day during these trying times. My message to our graduates is simple. Although time may have seemed to drag a bit while you were forced to stay at home, trust me, it will go by very quickly. Please use it wisely as you move on from your high school years to new and exciting adventures and challenges that you will face in life. And finally, as you move on from Cliffside Park High School, always carry with you what you were taught, to portray good character, be loyal and compassionate, and most importantly, treat everyone fairly while respecting the viewpoints of others. I feel great satisfaction in knowing that our graduates will lead the communities of Cliffside Park and Fairview to a better tomorrow. Congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you.
On behalf of Mr. Romangino, Dr. Sleppen, and the Cliffside Park and Fairview Boards of Education, the Cliffside Park High School faculty, staff, and administration, we acknowledge your achievements with assistance from your parents, guardians, and families. You have finally achieved this milestone. You are about to enter the next chapter of your lives, whether that be college, the workforce, or defending our country in the military. You are ready for that challenge. You will never forget the year 2020, as it is the year of your high school graduation. However, we as a nation have endured much in 2020, and you as students have been an equal part of those hardships we have encountered. These past 3 months, you have exhibited resiliency, perseverance, and maturity beyond your years. It is time for you to take the talents you have acquired here at Cliffside Park High School and get involved with issues that you believe in. Make a difference. Stay true to your principles. Continue to be involved in your communities, and always give back something to help those who follow after you. As the singer-songwriter Harry Chapin said, be involved with the people with the live hearts, the live eyes, who are committed to something. And we all have the potential to move the world, and the world is ready to be moved. No one knows what you will achieve. However, you have all grown into beautiful, intelligent, confident young men and women who will move the world and move it in a better direction, leaving a positive impact for others to follow. Following tonight's ceremony, the graduates would have been participating in our 15th annual project graduation in memory of Rebecca Varela. Due to the circumstances which we are all aware of, project graduation will not be held this year. And now I'd like to congratulate the Cliffside Park High School graduating class of 2020. Best of luck to all of you, and now go change the world.
Class of 2020, you're a special group. You represent the first class to graduate from Cliffside Park High School in an era of both quarantine and civil unrest. Unlike the graduates before you, you are leaving a place of certainty to enter a new normal. It is a world where social distancing and face masks are prevalent. Some of the young people watching this will enter the armed forces. Some will go on to college. Some will enter the workforce directly. You will grow from young men and women into adults and have families of your own. This event marks the conclusion of an awkward school year. For many students, you are triumphant. Your successes may have differed, but you all share the strength of a Raider. Whether it came as an individual or as a team, those successes did not come easily. Hard work and perseverance paid off for many of you. However, you have yet to truly reach all of your goals. As you embark on the next chapter in your life and untap your potential, I will leave you with this. Do not be afraid to fail. Take risks. Sometimes you will fail. Sometimes you will succeed. If you do not become comfortable with failing, you will never truly appreciate what you have accomplished. Success tastes so much better after tasting failure. If you do not fall, you will never get up. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. While this event might be the end of a formal education for some, or a brief respite before college or work, I can attest your education never truly ends. No matter what the career path, no amount of schooling will prepare you for the challenges and learning experiences you will face in life. Adaptivity, creativity, and flexibility are three values I strongly suggest you embody moving forward. You all are capable of endless accomplishments. It is simply a matter of you choosing to take the appropriate steps to reach those goals. I leave the linguistically and ethnically diverse body of students graduating with this phrase uttered by Winston Churchill: success is not final, failure is not the end. It is the courage to continue that counts. I implore you to find the perseverance and self-confidence to face any obstacle that might occur and overcome the challenges you face in our rapidly evolving world. Graduating seniors of Cliffside Park, this marks the end of 4 years of triumph and tribulation. You have successfully completed all the requirements set forth by the Board of Education. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best for a bright future wherever your path may lead you.
Hello, and thank you for this opportunity to congratulate you, the one and only Cliffside Park High School class of 2020. A teacher once told me that writers typically know the end of their story before they start writing it. That was a revelation to me. Until then, I thought you simply sat down, got creative, and hoped for the best. Not so. With an end in mind, a writer can bob and weave their way to the conclusion, hinting at what the end may be, or fooling you into thinking it will be one thing when it will be something else. All stories, in a sense, are mysteries. We all help write our own life story. Family, friends, teachers, a neighbor, or even strangers are editors, whether we want them to be or not. Unexpectedly, COVID-19, Ben Luderer, and George Floyd have entered your story. Regardless of how many are involved or how much they are involved, today you close another chapter. No one would have predicted the one called high school would end this way. And whatever the title of your next chapter, college, trade, military service, undecided, whatever, keep in mind that there are always others to help you. We adults offer advice even when you don't ask for it, like now. So, first, thank you for your patience and restraint with us. And second, remember that there will be a time when you want assistance with a worrisome problem, and I hope someone is there for you. There for you not with just some cliche response, but a worthwhile answer. A bit of history. It was May 24th, 1941, Duluth, Minnesota, St. Mary's Hospital, 9:05 p.m. Beatty Zimmerman just gave birth to a baby boy. Abe Zimmerman was the father. Abe's parents had emigrated from what is today Ukraine. Beatty's parents had come from Lithuania. In Hebrew, the baby's name was Shabtai Ben Avraham. His everyday name was Robert Alan Zimmerman. But after he finished high school, he decided to name his next chapter Bob Dylan. In closing, I offer you the lyrics from one of his songs to you. May God bless you and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the lights surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright, and be strong. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. May you stay forever young. By the way, please use a pencil with a large eraser when you write your next chapter. And that's my last piece of advice, I promise.
Friends, countrymen, lend me your ears. No, wait, don't, that won't work. That would be plagiarism. Also, I'm not Mark Anthony, and luckily, you are not Caesar. This is not the end. This is just the beginning, class of 2020. Some of you are wondering who I am and why I am gracing your screen. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Maysoon Zayed, a lifelong Cliffside Park resident and native. I am a comedian, an actor, and a disability advocate. In the Oppression Olympics, I would win a gold medal. I'm Palestinian, I'm Muslim, I'm a woman of color, I'm disabled, and I have a cat named Beyonce. But enough about me. This is about honoring you. I have been coaxed back to my alma mater to celebrate you, class of 2020. Think back to the first time you calculated the fact that you would be graduating in 2020. Nobody remembers the class of 1010, and by 3030, we'll all be long gone. But you, class of 2020, you will be legend. I'm guessing this wasn't what you pictured your last days at CPHS looking like. If you did, can we chat after this so that you can give me next week's lotto numbers? Look, there's a ton of people with bad prom stories, thousands who marched to pomp and circumstance wearing absolutely nothing under their gowns. But class of 2020, you are one of a kind. Your bad prom story beats all the rest because you had no prom. Instead of clowning around in Seaside Heights, you were in lockdown. That's way more interesting than any high school tale I have to tell. You are destined to be the life of the party at all future soirees. I'm in awe of you, class of 2020, and I cannot wait to see all the places you'll go. To those of you who have found your passion and are going straight from the classroom to the workforce, enjoy being paid instead of going into debt. For those of you who have decided to pursue a trade, I applaud you. The only one of my friends with an in-ground pool decided to pursue a trade, and within 2 years, she was making bank. Finally, for those of you who have decided to pursue higher education, don't be discouraged by the looming debt or the likelihood that your tuition will cost more than you will ever make. Education is a noble pursuit, and it is priceless. When you leave Cliffside Park for greener pastures, prepare to be challenged. The world outside this one idyllic square mile is wild. As I said in the beginning, this is not the end. You are embarking on an epic adventure. This is your chance to decide who you want to be and be that person. When I was in high school, they called me Mimi. My best friends then and now were Tina, Gina, and Athena. Maysoon just didn't fit into the mix. But the second I landed at Arizona State University, I transformed into Maysoon Zayed, future soap opera diva and tap dancer extraordinaire. Be the person you dream of being. And if nobody roots for you, root for yourself. To the family and friends witnessing this groundbreaking virtual commencement, congratulations on your graduate, and thank you for your love and support. It makes being a teenager and graduating high school a heck of a lot easier. For those of you celebrating alone today, we see you. Know that you are not alone. I'm cheering for you right now. That silent clap's very inclusive, works for everyone. May your next move exceed all your wildest expectations. I am absolutely thrilled to be giving this commencement keynote today. I finished third in my class my senior year, and only numbers 1 and 2 got to speak. I was crushed, but now look who's talking. Graduates, family, friends, pets, teachers, coaches, lunch people, the admin, and of course, both boards of education. Thank you for including me in this momentous occasion. My time is up, but before I sign off, I'd like to share with you the key to living your best life. Be more like disability. Disability does not discriminate. We are the one group that you can join at any time, regardless of race, faith, gender, orientation, ethnicity, economic class. Everyone can sit with us. We should all be more like disability. The world is broken, but we can fix it. We can fix it by saying no. Say no to violence worldwide. Say no to hate. Say no to being a bully and to being an internet troll. We were taught that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And that is simply not true. Words matter. Never be the person who causes another human being to harm themselves. If you feel the need to spew hate, Google cats on glass tables instead. You will thank me. And finally, say no to being silenced. Equality for all begins with you. Your voice is your weapon against injustice. I beg you, use it. Congratulations, class of 2020. May you make your life extraordinary.
Been hustling and tonight is my appraisal, cause I'm a singer selling songs and I'm on a record label. This world is full of demon stocks and bonds and Bible traders, so I hit the deep, get up and leave a clamor and the greatest, yeah.
Are you ready for the sequel? Are you ready for the latest? Ain't I got enough evil? I'm gonna be the greatest.
In a gold cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless, and if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Everything's coming up aces, aces. It's a dream, don't wait, yeah, don't wait, yeah. I said, hey, look, ma, I made it.
Friends are happy for me, or they're honeysuckle funnies, and they celebrate my medals, or they wanna take my trophies. Some are loyal soldiers, while these other thorns are rosy. And if you never know who you can trust, then trust me, you'll be lonely.
Are you ready for the sequel? Are you ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless, and if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Everything's coming up aces, aces. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, Ma, I made it, I made it. I said, hey, look, Ma, I made it, I made it. I see it, I want it, I take it, take it. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, Ma, I made it. Mama, best believe it. Mama, hey, look, Ma, I made it. I must be dreaming. Wide awake, hey, look, Ma, I made it. Mama, best believe it. Mama, hey, look, Ma, I made it. Think I must be dreaming. Hey, look, Ma, I made it.